good day. And today we will be flying the PE2, and I believe the name is Petlakov. I hope I've got that right. God, I don't speak a word of Russian. Nasvidanya, and I'm now about out. Uh, and it's an interesting aircraft because when it comes to light fighters, this was the light fighter of the Soviet Union during World War II. There were some 11,500 of these built, and more variants called the PE3, which were a night fighter and reconnaissance version built on top of that. They had started off as being a high flying interceptor, heavy fighter. When the Soviet Union got reports back of what was being done with the tactical bombing, and you have to get this could only happen in the Soviet Union. The Vladimir Pedolovkov, I hope I'm saying that right, was imprisoned and supposedly for delaying the production of the Tu Ant 52. I'm sorry, that should be Tupolev Ant 42 bomber. And so he designed this aircraft in prison. He and his fellow designers, and they actually watched the prototype from their prison yards. Now, it was restressed for a dive bomber, and the reports I remember from reading about this in the past were that the Soviet pilots rather loved the aircraft, but they didn't like the lack of armor and they didn't like the defensive armament all that much. And one of the more unfortunate positions to be at in the Great Patriotic War was to be a gunner in a PE2, since they got wounded at a rate of 10 or 11 times that of a pilot and similar rates to being killed. God. When they talk about heroes of the Soviet Union, these guys definitely should have got medals, each and every one of them. It was an extremely important aircraft to the Soviet Union, and it was used throughout the war and continually updated. And you can see some of that in the upgrade chains with the bomber itself. Okay, so as we progress along here, you will notice that you can see some of the upgrades are actually put in, and the UBT mounting was important here. It was actually thought to increase the mission life of this plane from 20 missions to 54 missions. So I'll give you an idea of the kind of stress these things were put under. German pilots would complain that it was hard to catch this plane at all. And when you think about that, they're driving Messerschmitts were not exactly slow, and they had a very hard time catching these aircraft. That being said, there were units reporting the loss of up to 50 aircraft a month, since a lot of these aircraft squadrons were 150 planes. Gives you an idea of the kind of losses they were seeing. 20 to 30 was more like it, but still, how many months can you put up with that? They were constantly being replaced, but it gives you an idea of the sheer viciousness of the Eastern Front. When the war was over, 75% of all casualties German casualties were incurred on the Eastern Front. So if you ever want to know who won the war, you'll know where my opinion is. All right, let's talk about this in-game. The gun armament is, well, not much. This is a Tier 6 fighter. You do get 4 550-pound bombs. Survivability is 900. Airspeed is, cruise speed is 253, and the boost speed is 366, and that's pretty accurate. Maneuverability, you're looking at an 18-second turn time. And altitude performance, maximum on this is going to be, you don't want to get below 2,300 feet, and you don't want to get above, well, you can get it wherever you want to above it, but its maximum optimal altitude is 5577. All right, let's take this to game.
You are approaching the area of combat operations. Be ready.
Alrighty, so here we are in the Colorado mountain map, and we have our Valiant PE2 M82, and it is fully upgraded, and we will see how it does in battle. Now, this is Tier 6, so please keep in mind that it's a relatively quick plane for this tier under full boost. Okay, so we are going to come through here, and we're going to go after the command base. And your armament here is 4 550-pound, 250-kilogram bombs. They are going to reload every 30 seconds. So we're coming up on our first run here, and I want to make sure that we take out this base right here. And then we'll throw another bomb down into the medium target. And once you finish your bombing runs, it is kind of important that you stop being linear. The anti-aircraft will tear you up regardless of what the fighters do. They are quite capable of shooting down bombers every time. Alright, so we got ourselves lined back up for the targets. And we've captured the command base, and now we're going to go help our valiant comrades at the airbase, who seem to be having a great deal of trouble. Now you want to be below 5,800 feet, and you want that nice little white altitude indicator when you start bombing. Gives you maximum accuracy on the bomb drops. So we're positioned just about right. We're going to drop a little bit. There we go. 5,600 feet is where you want to be. And we're coming up. We're going to shift to our bomb mode with the left shift key. Here's our first target. Drop a pair of bombs on that. Come up to the second one. Drop another pair of bombs. Now we're right next to the border here. And so what we want to do is go ahead and take use of that. So we're just going to hit this full speed. Stop making myself a target. Get out of the area. And give my bombs a chance to regen. And sure enough, it kicks me out in this nice even row and puts me almost back on target. So with just a little bit of adjustment, we can get this thing back to where we want. And we've killed one of the targets. So we'll go after the AA guns. And there's the third AA gun. Tore that up. All right. So we've killed 5 ground targets so far. I'm going to head on over, see where we can help out here with the middle base. Yeah, I believe that's a garrison, though I'm not real sure. All I really care is there's ground targets to hit, and we're going to hit them. Dropping single bombs here, trying to preserve. Get the most out of our weaponry. And that clears the load. And we're going to head over to the other command base. We've got a Spec aircraft on our tail, Spitfire. And we're just going to keep hammering away at him and increasing speed. And he loses interest. This is fine. We've got our bombs back. I've got other stuff to do. Alright, let's treat the gentleman to a couple of bombs here. And the anti-aircraft takes me out. And if you run bombers very often, you'll grow to truly loathe anti-aircraft guns. So if you are a GA or a heavy fighter, you might want to give some and you're working with bombers, you may want to give some consideration for taking out AA guns whenever you get a chance, because helping your friendly neighborhood bomber is definitely going to help you. Alright, we're going to go right back after that command base because we can. And I'm a stubborn sort of guy. Alright, there's an AA gun. Just wasted that bomb, didn't I? Okay, so there's a few AA targets that are going to not be shooting at me. We got the command centers back. Now we're way behind on points here. Alright, we have a full load of bombs. Let's make use of them. That was a little off target, but okay. Again, you are pretty quick. I would urge you to use boost in this case and dissuade them with your tail guns. In this case, I want them dying early and often. The guy have it a little bit there. If he wants to keep his plane, he's going to have to stay away from me. Yeah, brave talk, I know. All right, we've got a pair of bombs. Let's use them. And not a bad score. Unfortunately, we lost that one. But I honestly felt like I had done everything in my power to win this one. So 9,000 points, 45,000 silver, blah, 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 blah. But you notice I destroyed 13 ground targets. And that's what I'm supposed to do. Assisted with 3 more. So as far as I'm concerned, I did everything that I was supposed to be doing. All right, that's going to wrap this up. Please remember to like the video, to subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.